Ever thought war inventions could be funny? Imagine driving a ball. Yes, you heard that right. But it's not just any ball, it's a tank. Picture riding a scooter that lets you shoot your enemies.
Two can play that game.
Now, how about a tank designed to fire over walls? These aren't just relics of the past, some are true engineering marvels. Let's see what are the most insane military vehicles in the world. The Semple tank, New Zealand. During World War II, New Zealand decided to protect itself from a potential Japanese invasion by building tanks. But these weren't your typical war machines. These tanks made out of corrugated iron and built on a tractor base. Yes, you heard that right, tractors! Due to limited resources, these tanks were destined for failure. They were like the farm equipment's awkward cousin who tries to be cool but just can't pull it off. These makeshift tanks were heavy, unstable, and slower than a sloth on a Sunday, and shooting from them? Let's just say you had a better chance of hitting the broad side of a barn with a water gun. Built without a proper plan or blueprint, they were the engineering equivalent of a bad do-it-yourself project gone horribly wrong. Stick around because this next one's a real showstopper. Jobaria Multiple Cradle Launcher. New Zealand's World War II tank project was already a bit of a flop, but things take a wild turn with the Jobaria Multiple Cradle Launcher.
Normally they use 6 vehicles to do the same, where they are doing it now with 1 vehicle.
This beast is like a heavyweight champion of rocket launchers. It's an Emirati-made marvel unique to the United Arab Emirates Army, boasting a jaw-dropping 240 tubes, making it the world's largest rocket artillery by tube count.
Before 30 people to operate 6 vehicles, now they only have a crew of 3 people, firing the same number of rockets, which is 240 rockets.
Think of it as the ultimate fireworks show, if fireworks were designed to demolish targets. With a firing rate of 2 rounds per second and an effective range of 16 kilometers and up to 37 kilometers at max, it's a force to be reckoned with. Developed by the joint venture Al Jaber Land Systems, it's basically the BM-21 Grad on steroids. And just when you think things can't get any wilder, let's shift gears to the Praying Mantis from the UK. Now let's dive into the Praying Mantis from the UK. This unique vehicle came about from an attempt to create a low-silhouette machine that could elevate the gun and fire over the obstacle while staying safe.
They were designed by a chap called Tapp, Mr. Tapp, who worked for County Commercial Cars. He developed this idea.
The original idea was for a one-man vehicle, but it didn't quite hit the mark. Instead, the inventor was encouraged to design a 2-man version, which was built in 1943 based on the Universal Carrier. This iteration had a hull replaced with an enclosed metal box structure, providing space for a driver and a gunner lying prone. The box could pivot from the rear and be elevated, with a machine gun turret equipped with 2 Bren guns at the top. Despite its innovative design, the Praying Mantis was ultimately rejected after trials in 1944. Next up is the M1150 Assault Breacher Vehicle. ABV is the military's ultimate mine-clearing machine, or as I like to call it, the toughest lawnmower you'll ever meet. Based on the M1 Abrams chassis, it's got a mine plow and line charges, making it perfect for plowing through trouble spots and making a safe path. It had its big moment during Operation Mosh Tarak in 2010, proving that sometimes making an entrance means blowing up a few things first.
So the main use for it is to explode any obstacles or enemy mines and things like that.
This 40-foot-long monster is crewed by 2 brave souls and comes with an M58 MIC-LIC for clearing mines and a .50 BMG M2 machine gun on top to deal with any uninvited guests. Though retired by the US Marines in 2023, it's still out there in Ukraine, showing that even in retirement, it knows how to make a bang. Next up is the AAV-7A1. Let's dive into the Assault Amphibious Vehicle, or AAV, officially known as the AAVP-7A1. Picture this, a fully tracked amphibious vehicle that's like the Swiss Army knife of military machinery, brought to you by US Combat Systems. It's been around since 1972 and shows no signs of retirement, proving it's as versatile as it is tough. Weighing in at a hefty 29.1 tons and stretching 26 feet long. This beast is as wide as it is tall. It carries a crew of 24 passengers, all shielded by 45 mm of armor. For firepower, it's armed with an MK 1940mm grenade launcher and a 12.7mm M2 HP machine gun. With an engine that cranks out between 400 and 525 HP, it can speed across land at up to 45 miles per hour and cruise on water at a modest 8.2 miles per hour. Whether it's storming beaches or dodging obstacles, this amphibious vehicle knows how to make a splash. Next on our list is Vespa 150 TAP, France. Now let's shift gears to a vehicle from France that proves you don't need a tank to make a big impact. It is a Vespa scooter armed with a 75mm recoilless rifle. Yes, you heard that right, a scooter with a cannon. Designed in the 1950s, the Vespa 150 TAP, or the Troupes Aéroportées, was meant to be a lightweight, easily transportable solution for paratroopers to pack a punch without needing a full-sized vehicle. The zippy little number might look like a regular scooter, but it packs a serious punch with its mounted cannon, making it the coolest and perhaps most unexpected piece of military equipment you'll ever see. It's like the scooter you wish you had as a kid, but with a lot more firepower. Let's see what is next in our bucket full of crazy military vehicles. Let's dive into the M50 Antos. A military vehicle that's anything but ordinary. Officially known as the Rifle Multiple 106mm Self-Propelled M50, this American light armored tank from the 1950s is like the Swiss Army knife of anti-tank weapons. A compact, tracked vehicle mounted with 6 106mm recoilless rifles. That's right, 6! These rifles could fire in rapid succession to take down targets with impressive efficiency. Produced in limited numbers for the U.S. Marines after the Army ditched the project, the Antos proved its worth during the Vietnam War and other conflicts, including the Dominican Civil War and the 1958 Lebanon crisis. It was loved by the Marines for direct fire support against infantry, even though it looked like a cross between a tank and a very aggressive garden tool. The Kugelpanzer. From Germany, a vehicle so unusual, it might just be the most bizarre thing you've ever seen on wheels. Kugelpanzer or ball tank, a one-man armored vehicle from Nazi Germany that's as puzzling as it is peculiar. Picture a spherical tank that's more like a giant armored bowling ball on tracks. It weighed 1.8 tons, stood just 1.5 meters tall, and had a measly 5 millimeters of armor, essentially a high-tech metal can. Powered by a single-cylinder engine, it could reach speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour, which is pretty impressive for something that looks like it rolled off a science fiction set. The Kugelpanzer history is as elusive as its design, with only one surviving model and minimal records. Rumor has it that at least one made its way to Japan and was used by the Kwantung Army, proving that even the quirkiest designs can make a splash. Next up, we'll dive into David Bushnell's Turtle. An early American submarine that's as cool as it is historic. David Bushnell's Turtle, an early American submarine that's as quirky as it sounds. Built in 1775, this wasn't your average submarine. It looked more like a wooden barrel with a few extra bits tacked on. Inventor David Bushnell designed it to sneak up on British ships and plant explosives. Imagine being the first ever submarine crammed inside a giant floating pickle. It's like trying to pull off a covert operation from inside a very amphibious piece of salad. Even though the Turtle didn't make much of a splash in battle, it's a fascinating piece of military history. Last but not least, let's dive into the Volkswagen Schwimmwagen. A true standout from World War II. This German vehicle was designed to be both a car and a boat, making it as versatile as it is impressive. Imagine a car that could handle the rugged terrain of a battlefield and then effortlessly float across a river. That's exactly what the Schwimmwagen did. Built on a modified Volkswagen Beetle chassis, it weighed about 1,100 kilograms, and that's 2,400 pounds, and measured just over 4 meters or 13 feet in length. With a top speed of around 80 kilometers per hour, which is 50 miles per hour on land, and 10 kilometers per hour or 6 miles per hour on water, it was both nimble and capable. In real-life terms, it's like having a Jeep that could seamlessly turn into a boat, perfect for crossing rivers or dodging obstacles. Its rear-mounted propeller and watertight seals made it quite the marvel of its time, showing off German ingenuity in a way that's both functional and fascinating. Thanks for joining us on this wild ride through some of the most insane military vehicles ever made. Which one was your favorite? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more epic content